Good morning. It's Saturday, September 21st, 2013, and I'm standing in front of my completed work shelf, which I told you all about because I was planning to build it, and now it's built and it's done and it's in here and I'm using it. And you remember that, right? That I told you. I didn't tell you. So about this work shelf. Let me just give you a snippet of the video that I originally shot when I was trying to explain this, but then never actually ended up finishing that video because I got busy and I forgot and I procrastinated for like 3 weeks. Here you go. So the next project is this thing. This is the bookshelf that I want to be working on. Oh yeah, I forgot I had hair then. It's really nice not to have all that hanging off my head now. It's so nice. But back to the topic at hand. So I don't know why this happens, but whenever I got stuff in mind that I'm going to buy and I sort of put it off, I ended up going on a little bit of a spree when I finally make sure I've got the money set aside and I know exactly what I'm going to get and where I'm going to get it, and it just all seems to happen at once. So like all these different websites, and I just order a bunch of stuff at one time. So I have coming in the mail a signed copy of Larkin's Motto CD, which just got released this last Monday in the UK. And I also have a delayed order from Amazon, yay, which has my soldering iron in it and a bunch of other stuff, including, the reason it's delayed is because it's waiting on the new Chvrches album, Bones of What You Believe, I think it's called, and that isn't getting released until Tuesday? So they can't ship it until Tuesday, which doesn't make sense to me because it's going to take time to reach a place no matter where you live, and they should be able to get it to reach you on the release day. Whatever. Either way, it's going to get here, and it's got all that stuff in there, so I'm really looking forward to that, but it's going to take some time. The other thing that I bought that should hopefully come today, or if not, then Monday, is I finally got my FireWire audio interface. It's a PreSonus Fire Studio, pretty sure. It's got 8 inputs, and FireWire in and out, headphone jack, all that kind of stuff, preamps and whatnot. I've been waiting for this for a really long time. It's a $400 piece of equipment. You don't just buy that kind of stuff, you know, on a whim. So I made sure that it was exactly what I needed, and we'll see how it goes though. That's not a guarantee that it will work exactly like I hope, but it should. So yeah, as soon as that shows up, I'll have the recording rig ready to go, and I can start recording things again. I've been holding off on any recording basically because normally I would do some less than full-on recording just to get some demos down. But even that I didn't want to mess with. I just wanted to wait and have it be fresh and exciting, which it totally is, even though it hasn't even started yet. I always feel like I have to mention that these videos aren't a good representation of what I'm like in real life because I don't talk very much. I'm not the kind of person that can just talk endlessly for 5 or 10 minutes. Unless I have a script or I'm on one of my favorite topics and the other person is interacting with me, and then I can do that. But otherwise, I pretty much don't talk much at all. So if I was to make these videos accurate to what I'm like in real life, you'd get this. Although sometimes I think that might actually be more interesting than some of the stuff I have to talk about, so there's that. Hey, if you're looking for something a little more intellectual to read, and by intellectual I don't mean intellectually impossible to understand, because that's usually what that means, you should try this. This is a book written by a guy who's a biochemist. He's an atheist, I think, and he's interested in the science side of evolution. And so, Darwin's Black Box, the subtitle is The Biochemical Challenge to Evolution. And this is a great book because it has some diagrams, it has basic explanations, and then he outlines the areas where you can continue reading in the chapter where, if you want, because he'll go into more in-depth explanation of the science and the chemistry behind what he's talking about. So if you don't want to get that deep, you can continue on to the next chapter, or you can stay and give it a shot, which I highly recommend because he does explain it well. Even people that are staunch evolutionists should take note of the fact that this guy isn't defending creationism. He's simply looking at the chemistry and saying, there's some really serious issues here that are being ignored. If you know somebody who's into biology or chemistry, this is a really good conversation starter. So, yeah, hopefully next time I'll have a whole bunch of other stuff to talk about because stuff has arrived and I can show you what I'm talking about instead of just blabbering on forever and ever. Hopefully this episode won't die in a pile like the last one did. I'll see you guys next time.